Hi, I'm Professor Bauer. Welcome to ICT 4100, Principles of Project Management. This will be the summer term 2020 here at DU. I am very excited about being able to walk through this course with you. I want to spend about 10-15 minutes walking through some introductory materials. Every week we'll have a weekly roadmap for the course. That'll be 5 to 7 minutes in length. But if you invest the time, I guarantee you that you'll be better prepared for really being able to meet all the deliverables in this course. Projects are exciting. Project management is the way to promotions, the way to visibility, the way to the corner office. If you do well in these areas, you certainly will thrive in your organization or will have other opportunities in other organizations. I've managed projects in a variety of different contexts, from providing computers and laptops to thousands of people in the beginning of a school year or in a corporate environment, to managing all the presidential inaugurals for Bush Cheney 2000, and also managing about 10,000 folks on the HR side of new hires during that transition team. I am apolitical, and we'll talk about that at some point, but not much. But anyway, want to first of all make sure you understand that this was once a face-to-face course, and it is now moving to a digital modality. So keep that in mind. Our course will meet Thursday evenings, 7 to 8, and we also will have a Zoom room, sort of an office hours. We may have some other group meetings from time to time. Due to the fact that one of your major deliverables is a group project, you will need to work with the members of your project team, usually 3 or 4 people, on the deliverables for your project that particular week. And so that'll be the online engagement. You'll work through assignments, and we'll go in that realm. So we'll look at, as far as our agenda, some introductions, a little bit about me, an overview, calendar at a glance, some information on the syllabus and its importance, how to be successful in the course. What do I need to do to get an A? That's the question everybody wants answered, and I'm going to answer it to you. So the keys to success. How this will be different than a face-to-face course, given the fact that you had signed up for a face-to-face course. In this course, you'll now have to look at a different set of expectations, particularly if you're new here in the DU ICT graduate program. We'll look at class participation, contact frequency, how to get in touch with me. Finally, we'll close out with your expectations of me and my expectations of you. If we understand each other, we communicate better, we thrive together, and your expectations for the course are met and you're fulfilled, you've learned something and that you can put into good use for your career. A little bit about me. Please, if you are that curious, just go to LinkedIn. There's probably a lot more breathless self-promotion there, but I do serve as an adjunct professor for the University of Denver, and I've been teaching, this will be my 7th class, and going on my 2nd year here. I love being able to teach the courses and the technologies that I've used in my corporate career. I've managed technical programs as well as the operations of a variety of business organizations, 501c6s, business alliances, the Open Networking Foundation being my most recent one. I've also worked for the Storage Networking Industry Association. Trade associations normally band together to increase visibility of a new technology, and so with software-defined networking and storage networking, I help to popularize and sell those technologies into corporate America. I've worked as executive director, CIO, CEO, and chief technology officer as well. I have advanced degrees from Harvard University, the Wharton Business School, and the University of Pennsylvania, the University of Florida. I live in Black Forest, Colorado, and am socially distant from the rest of the world with my family. And so a little bit more about me. By the way, if you'd like to link in, I've got about 5,000 folks who I'm linked in with. Some I know through others. If you care to do that, I'd love to stay in touch with my students, help them out whenever I can. I will not sell you anything, and I will not buy anything from you unless you have free gold bullion and you want a shipping address. So anyway, yeah, I want you to do well. This program has the subtle message that if you take these courses, learn these things, you're going to be successful in your career. And there's nothing that I'm more delighted in than to see the folks who I've had a chance to share more from my mistakes than from my successes, as it were, and to see you guys succeed. This course is really the foundations of effective project management. It will provide you with practical skills in terms of integration, scope, time, cost management, planning resources. You'll look at various parts of the project management process. You'll evaluate and actually drive project management software. We are very excited to be able to not only see something in action, but actually use it. We've selected one of the particular curricular materials to help you be able to understand how to drive project management using the most popular tool in that field, Microsoft Project 2019. You'll actually run a project. You'll run a group project together. The material, the information will be relevant, coherent, and helpful. For those of you who are planning to take the Project Management Institute's Project Management Professional Certification, we will give you all the information you need to learn and master for the PMP version 6 edition, and also clue you into the fact that the PMP is changing and version 7 starts January 1st of 2021. So if you're planning to take that exam and you want to take the exam in version 6, which is the PMBOK that we're using, the textbook that we're using, please adjust your work schedule and make sure that you can plan to take that exam before then. Otherwise, you'll be looking at a new exam. We'll be talking about that later, but want you to be aware of that as well. So, the objectives for the course, by the time you're done, you're going to know the following things. What's the role of the project manager in projects and programs and portfolios, multiple projects as it were, and the underlying principles of the project management knowledge areas? What is the business case for collecting the requirements, stakeholder management, the other things you have to do to have effective project management that you're responsible for? You'll look at project management processes, tools, techniques. You'll be able to calculate scope, cost, quality, risks, procurement, understand the vagaries of human resources. And working as a group, you'll get a sense of how important it is to collaborate effectively using your own interpersonal project management skills. If you don't have some, you're going to get some. You will find that one of the most interesting and most frustrating at the same time parts of managing projects is other people. I think it was Camus, the philosopher, who said, hell is other people. And you'll find some of the greatest people in the world to work with, and then you'll find some of the most frustrating stakeholders or folks you have to work with to get things done. Both types are the folks that you're going to have to work with. And so take it from me, from one who succeeded tremendously and failed miserably. I try to be pretty humble about my failures because they seem to occur regularly. We'll walk through that, and I'm looking to learn from. I know many of you have already had some good experiences along the way as well. So we'll learn how to work with people. You'll be able to create a project plan. You'll actually use Microsoft Project. You know, it's funny, people talk about project management, and a lot of them have never managed a project. People talk about Microsoft Project. Yeah, we'll put that in project. But have you ever run it? Have you ever installed it? Have you ever worked with it? We've got a tremendous opportunity from Microsoft through this program to be able to download a free working full-featured copy, not some hobbled freemium kind of jive, but a real working copy of Microsoft Project, and you're going to do some project stuff on it. But we're not going to overwhelm you. You'll be doing it step by step, and that's hence the reason for one of the texts that we'll be using. So you'll create a project plan. You'll work a group project together through most of the term. So it'll be a good opportunity for you to learn in some great ways. Here's the calendar. Lots of things going on. Any changes that we have, holidays, or if we run into another global pandemic, we'll be sure to let you know. I have it from my own experience that the summer term, though it has the same number of days and the same number of weeks, just feels faster. And so encouraging you already, get in, jump in, get the books, get going. We're even going to have a Zoom meeting next week to walk you through how to install MS Project even before we get started, just to help you get going and be successful. 10 weeks moves fast. Part of our program, but you will also be able to succeed if you're on top of the assignments each week. And one of the things that my late father used to always say is bad news does not improve with age. If you have a problem, and let's face it, the last 6 months, our schedules have been completely destroyed. We've learned to work from home. We've learned to fly less. We've learned to do a lot more things digitally. We're trying, some of us our venues have been closed and are only just now starting to open up. Things have really changed. I've had students who faced personal loss, family loss, health issues, not to mention projects and things dropped on them at the last minute by management. It happens. What I need to know is what's going on and how soon can you talk to me about it. We are eminently flexible until the 11th hour at 11:30. And then you start running out of time, and my responsibilities to the university start getting in the way of being able to work things out. So you have a problem, ping me, let's talk about it. Let's work a plan together. I'm not saying the deliverables are not important. I'm not saying we don't have a schedule. So please don't make the mistake of playing me. On the other hand, we have situations where things happen, and I want to be able to work with you there. So hopefully you understand that. Our resources. These are the things that I hope you get a hold of right away. We have great books. I mentioned this book from Chatfield and Johnson, Microsoft Project 2019, Step by Step. It's like a cookbook. You learn it, you install it, and we'll walk you through that. Then you basically have assignments that you do, but you get a starter file, and you get to modify it, you get to manipulate it, and you can print it, and you can personalize it. Then in the group project, you're going to take some of those files and modify them for the benefit of the group project. So you're going to learn by doing, which is the best way to learn. You're going to learn by a cookbook method. Okay, do this, then you add that, then you modify this, and this is what you get. You can start over, you can stop and pause and then go about something else, or you can work all the way through. It's a great book. I spent a couple of weeks walking through all of it, not full time, And the projects are great. They're valuable. The skills that you get will be really important. Even if you never drive Microsoft Project again in the projects that you lead, you'll understand what you can do with that. You'll understand what kind of reports and management information you want to tease from the person who is doing the project management software. These days, most of this stuff exists digitally, and so the artifacts, the reports, the status reports, the meetings, the other things, all the way out to the final artifacts and archives are all digital in nature. So this is a great opportunity. And so you get this, it'll be the companion to the actual software. The Project Management Institutes, the Guide to Project Management Body of Knowledge, the PMBOK as it's called. As I mentioned earlier, this will be the 6th edition. The 7th edition is probably going to be ready sometime in 2021. So just to let you know that. Then another great book from someone who is a fantastic writer, and his series has been something that we look to a lot. Eric Verza, the Fast Forward MBA in Project Management. You know, there's a way to do project management according to the PMI. And if you want to pass the certification exam, you got to know their words, their terms, their processes. In many cases, you don't have to know all those things to be successful in projects. In fact, sometimes you can get too focused on terminology and process, and you don't need a project plan or a Gantt chart to make coffee in the morning. Okay, so don't overthink it or overplan it. So that's going to be helpful as well. Great reading, good stuff to look at, good discussions that we're going to have together, and you get a working copy of Microsoft Project 2019. I mean, this stuff is hundreds of dollars if you had to pay for it retail. Even with an academic discount, you'd still pay a couple of hundred for it. So this is an opportunity for you to really play and test drive and kick the tires, so to speak, on a real working copy of Microsoft Project. Take advantage of that, okay? All right, syllabus is there. There's the link in case you want to go straight to it. See both the module and the assignments tabs. Sometimes people get those confused. A module is what you do in a week. It's composed of a number of assignments for that week. You've not done all the work until you've completed all the assignments for that week. The other part of the syllabus is for every assignment, you get a rubric, which is a standard for how grading is going to be done on that particular assignment. Very important to make sure that you complete the assignment based on the rubric. The rubric's your friend. The rubric is going to tell you how to get a perfect grade. And if you didn't get a perfect grade, why you didn't. It's not some personal thing. It's not some issue or anything like that. You'll be able to see what things I need to work on and how I can improve for the next time. And that's going to set you up for better success. Keep in mind we have a class participation requirement. My observation, let me just say, having taught a few of these, is that your brilliance does not immediately start at 10 minutes to midnight on Sunday night. You cannot fake being engaged, and this is, after all, a class participation requirement. Throwing something out, yeah, nice point, at 10 minutes till the deadline doesn't fake out anybody, least of all yourself or your classmates. You get out of it what you put into it. Please take advantage. This is 30 points a week, so please take advantage of the chances to discuss. We want to hear from you, your experiences, the way your company handles certain things. Okay, keys to success. Just make sure you understand the feel of each week. I'll give you a roadmap for the beginning of the week. Read all the assignments. Make sure you prepare. Follow the online protocols. If it's a discussion, be respectful. The golden rule is the only rule I really try to keep and expect you to keep. Treat others, speak to others, communicate with others how you'd like to be communicated with. You're going to have some project work. One of the things I learned as an undergraduate at West Point was the motto: cooperate and graduate. Don't be hard to find. If you plan a weekly time for your group project, which I recommend, don't miss that meeting. Take it as just as important as the Thursday 7 o'clock class meeting, and then make sure you participate. And we don't want people to freeload. Other people working hard, and then you just kind of coast and get the same grade. Doesn't work that way, as some of you have found out. Keep in mind, the skills that you learn in terms of project management are vital, and you're going to learn a ton. The online class puts a lot more responsibility on you. It is not a situation where every Thursday I'm going to recap everything for you. You're going to have to drive that yourself, and so it's a little bit different if you've never done it before, but the roadmap is right there. I do have an online office hours component, but you have to own all the deliverables of the course. Your team has to own all the deliverables as well. Information here about class participation. Please make sure you're adding to those conversations every week, and not just at the last minute. Okay, here's how to contact me. I prefer email, but here's my phone number as well. We'll have a Zoom room for an hour, just like office hours drop-in. It's not mandatory, but if you want to get a sense of what the week's going to feature so that Thursday's not a surprise, Monday 6 to 7 Mountain Time. I do not get up to the DU campus all that much, but if you need a private meeting, let me know. We'll set up something in Zoom or Teams. Finally, my expectations of you. Just read this in detail. It's also on the syllabus. Be honorable. There are too many ways to catch cheating anyway. Good communication, course preparation, engagement, as I mentioned earlier, professional courtesy, tons of resources. We have got some tremendous videos on project management from one of the key practitioners, and we've got a bunch of them for you, and there's a bunch more on YouTube. So don't skip that because maybe, I've heard about scheduling, or I've heard about estimating, or etc. Spend the time. These videos are no longer than 10 minutes or so, but what you will learn is absolutely vital. Now, here's what you can expect from me. I will respond to you anywhere between 24 to 48 hours, and I will get back to you with your questions or issues in that area. I want to be engaged in this course as well. I helped to design this course with some very good course architects at DU, because project management is really important to me. I want you to do well, and I want to make sure that I'm engaged to help you in that area. I'm going to do my grading about a week to 10 days in terms of a lag, so that you will know where you sit in the course at any given time. Want you to make sure you do the style management and formatting expectations that everyone has to do for a DU ICT graduate course. Don't tell me your writing is not important, or don't tell me style and formatting and these things are not important, because when you have to send something in to your boss or to your board or to your customers, writing is absolutely important. Grammar, formatting, little things, but they're the kinds of things that make a difference. They make a difference on getting hired on a resume. They make a difference on getting promotion. Enough preaching here, but I really want you to pay attention, because a lot of times it's 5 to 10% of the assignment. So let's not lose needlessly because you didn't get a chance to proof it, or you didn't care to proof it. Make sure you do that. I will make sure that this material is relevant. Finally, and as we near into an election season, I promise you, no politics and no drama. If you want politics, please, you can find it anywhere. I will try to look at the relevance of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic that we're facing in terms of how it is affecting projects. I also teach the procurement course, and COVID-19 has really made, has rolled a grenade in the room, as it were, in terms of how we do procurement. What we thought was a global supply chain, we're now looking to repatriate some of the things just because of difficulties in transport and difficulties in moving things in the midst of a pandemic. So we'll talk about some practical applications to having to do projects with these difficulties around us. But believe me, there'll be new difficulties by the time you do projects, and then you can come back and share about them. All right, that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, the other roadmap videos will be a lot shorter, but I wanted to walk through the syllabus so that you're informed, and I feel a lot better about having talked about all this up front. If you're thinking about taking this course, I promise you, I'm going to give this my very best effort. I'm going to help you to be a good project manager. That's going to help you to be successful in your career. Thanks for listening, and have a great week. Bye-bye now.